Whoa! Welcome, guys, to the most important week our show will ever have. Because this week, the world ended for many relationships. Fallout 4 has released. It's arrived with all their surprisingly mainstream hype. All the banners in all the stores, all the toys and all the hoodies and all the shirts and all the drinks that employees purchase before people can get there. Um, with all of this going on, it's no wonder why Fallout 4 is such a hit. And here we are, the week is upon us, and we can die. We have nothing else to look forward to in the future except for Fallout 5. Begin discussing that now.
Well, this is the Gaming News Superpower Hour. I'm Joshua Shoemaker. You can find me on Twitter at TTS_Joshua.
I'm Spencer Shoemaker. You can find me at SYCO1316.
And we have a good bit news. One thing like Xbox One with this new Windows 10 update, we had the great Nintendo Direct, the first Nintendo Direct since the previous CEO passed away. And of course, we have some Fallout 4 news and plenty of other. But before we start, we want to mention our indie game giveaway.
That's a
If you'll
giveaway.
put the banner up real quick.
Showing all the games that we're giving away.
So we're giving away $400 worth of games, and it doesn't take hardly anything to enter, just a few seconds of your time, and it's subscribing to our channel, following us on Twitter. But what you need to do is go to our website, just scroll down a little bit on the homepage, and it'll take you to the entry page, and you'll just start clicking some buttons, and you'll enter. You can enter every day also by tweeting at us on Twitter with that button on that page. You can get $400 worth of free games. Great list of games, good, high-quality indie games. It's not just some random stuff thrown together. It's some great stuff to get a hold of.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Cosmotori, you've got It'll Do, you've got Sir, You're Being Hunted, you've got Steamroll Dig, you've got
Random assortment of these.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome list. All of the games on there are top notch, good quality, and curated by us. Not just free demo codes and stuff like that people were giving away. This was purchased and curated by us to be able to give away.
You get all the Steam codes. One of them's DRM free. If you have any of the games, well, then there's some Christmas or Hanukkah presents you can give away.
Yeah, give them away. Just hand them out to your best friends or worst enemies, however you like to play life.
And you don't have to tell them you want them, so it seems like the thought's actually there.
Yeah, you don't have to tell them suck it in the card. So, Fallout 4, the hype kind of hit ahead before the game came out with Conan O'Brien's Fallout 4 gameplay on Clueless Gamer, which, if you ever watched it, it's you don't watch it if you're a hardcore fan that can't take a joke.
You might get upset.
Yeah, because, I mean, it makes fun of stuff that can be made fun of, and you gotta have a sense of humor about the stuff that you like to watch his segments. It kind of makes fun of some stuff on Fallout. Like, at one point they have to hack a computer, and he's like, "What are you doing? Are you making me use a computer? Why do I have to go in these games and then pay my bills online on a computer?" And it's really funny.
But you get to see him dress up in a Vault 111 suit and check out his butt.
That's true. He looks at his butt a lot.
Yeah.
And this line in the whole video was he's wearing the Pip-Boy casing with the phone in it. And he was like, "Why am I wearing Microsoft's version of the Apple Watch?" And that was a really good line. Good job, Conan O'Brien. But then, of course, with all the hype and stuff, they came out with the Nuka-Cola Quantum at Target stores.
Yeah.
Most of the store's employees purchased it, so some of you may have gotten some. And if you did, you waited in line, and I'm sorry, but you could have printed out some Etsy decals and made some that looked like the actual Nuka-Cola Quantum.
It didn't have the actual label on it. It was its own label. It wasn't from the game.
Yeah, it's cool if it's something they carry in mass quantity and people aren't buying it and trying to resell it. But essentially, it's a Jones soda they always sell. It's blueberry lemonade or blue raspberry lemonade, whatever fake fruit they want to make up. And then all you have to do is go to one of these stores, buy some glass Coca-Cola bottles, let them sit in hot water. The label will come off, and then you just print out your own label. You glue it to it, and boom, you're good. And it looks. You get the legit labels because there's some really good people on like DeviantArt and actually Rosanna Pensino, a YouTuber that does Nerdy Nummies. She made her own soda with like a soda stream, which you don't have to use that. You can just buy the actual bottles themselves, just go to her page, go to that video. She gives you a printout, so you can exactly print out the size you need of the labels. Cut them out, stick them on there, print them on sticker labels, so it's easier. Make your own, but there's no reason to wait in line for it, and there really wasn't a reason to pay outrageous prices on eBay for it.
And if it's just for looks, you can just get some water and some food coloring.
Yeah,
Make
or
it look the same
just
way.
get the Jones soda and never drink it. Just
Yeah.
let it sit there because they sell that stuff all the time anyway.
Yeah.
It was nothing new. Especially shame on you if you stood in line and you drank it. God, what a world we live in. Didn't even wait in line for YouTube. People didn't even wait for line from YouTube. They waited in line for soda.
Yeah.
Makes me sad.
And with Fallout 4 coming out, there were several different opinions, and of course, reviews are just one person's opinion or a few people's opinion on the game. But most people had a really high opinion on it. The scores were pretty high. There was a few that were in the 6s or in the 7s and the 8s, but that's still pretty high.
Yeah, anyway. And those people were mad that they didn't take enough chances and change enough up. But I didn't want to play a Fallout 4 game that wasn't a Fallout game, so I don't completely understand that. I don't go out and buy mindless sequels to not play a mindless sequel that is a sequel and blatantly a sequel to the game that came before it. I don't want to play a reimagining of the Fallout universe. I want to play a continuation of the Fallout universe. So shame on you reviewers who get paid for some reason to post your opinion that for some reason someone cares about, and then you complain because it was a continuation of the franchise.
Yeah.
You guys are jerks. Your opinions don't matter. No one cares.
Their complaints were primarily the main quest line, but that's never why you play Fallout. Not for the main quest line.
That's no reason why you play any Bethesda game.
I thought Fallout 3's main quest line, although really short, I thought it was really good.
It was strong.
It was strong. It was really emotional because the whole thing with your dad and everything. Yeah. But you get it for the exploration and the side quests and the characters. You don't get it for the main quest because that's usually 4 to 6 hours anyway.
Fallout 3 was like taking in reverse. Except Liam Neeson was a scientist, and you weren't taking. He was trying to rescue you. He took himself, and you tried to rescue him from himself.
Yeah.
But anyway, also Bethesda gave back a little sweet, heartfelt message to the fans about how they're really excited that their favorite part of the build in the game is for us, the players, to create our own world.
Yeah.
And we did it in droves because on Steam we made history. Not only did we beat out the non-Valve game that had the record for most concurrent players, which was Grand Theft Auto 5, and no surprise, one of the greatest games, one of the top 10 games ever, but also they beat out the Valve game, the Monster game, Counter-Strike, Global Offensive. CSGO got beat out by Fallout for most concurrent players. Congratulations, Bethesda. You just launched a nuke at Gabe. Basically, like you're now at war with Gabe. This may push him to make Half-Life 3, so congratulations, Fallout players. You just pushed those nerds' dreams into reality, probably.
It's going to be really great whenever the Creation Kit comes out. It's supposed to come out like 6 months after or 6 weeks after. It's a 6, I know.
We'll see. We'll see when it actually releases. It's going to be 2016, but it may be early or mid.
But they're going to, this community is going to be able to make amazing stuff with the playground they've been given with Fallout 4.
You're going to see mods instantly coming out, and those are mods that manipulate your files on the computer.
Yeah.
And those will always exist, and those are not ones that you're going to get on Xbox. And when the Get comes out, you're going to have a lot of mods on PC that you will not get on console. I guarantee you over half the mods that are created for that game using the Get will not transfer to a console.
Yeah.
And that's not a quality issue. That's actually because they do things that wouldn't work on a Xbox One or PS4.
Sometimes they add a whole bunch of new characters, a bunch of polygons on the screen that it can't handle, and sometimes it just changes things too fundamentally that they probably want on it.
Also, we're going to be unlocking more RAM than the little plastic boxes actually have inside them.
Mm-hmm.
So. Sorry, console users, but your best mods are still going to be on PC. It's great that they're going to get some of those, those some kind of casual mods. But congratulations to all the Steam players that are playing on buying the PC version and being smart with it. Because you could go the console route, and then you don't have to worry about, well, how does it run, all this stuff. It's a very casual way to buy games.
Yeah.
And but for Bethesda fans, the mods are going to be better than the actual game.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to play that game once, and then you're going to play it again and again, possibly 5-6 times like I have, but each time you're going to mod it to death with different style mods.
Yeah.
One time I played through and I just had Jason in there. It's the only mod I needed was unlimited followers. You need those unlimited companions, and Jason. And so I spent my entire story mode running away from Jason as he slaughtered everyone in my path. The only people he didn't kill were the essential characters, and that's the reason why I just stuck with the main storyline only.
Yeah.
Jason killed everyone. And we know Fallout 4 DLC will be released, and they teased it. They just said there'll be multiple packs that are shaped by community feedback.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I think that means there's one in the works, there's two in the works, but then 3 and 4 may be shaped by what we want to see.
Yeah.
God knows Fallout 4 is essentially the DLC I wanted to see for Fallout 3.
Yeah.
Going to the Commonwealth where the androids live.
Because they were so little light shown on that in Fallout 3, but it was something extremely interesting that you really wanted to see.
It was a top 5 side quest.
Yeah.
And probably top 5 quests counting the main quest.
Yeah.
Like that amazing quest, and very intricate, very intriguing. Now here it is. We get to expand on that world. That character may not pop back up, but maybe that'd be neat. Yeah. I don't know. We don't know. No spoilers allowed here.
Well, moving on from that, we had a huge update for the Xbox One. It is the Windows 10 update.
Yeah.
Changing the operating system entirely. Some just say it's like, some menu changes and stuff, but it's actually completely changing the operating system. It works more so like a PC now.
It's speed.
Yes.
What?
And when playing the game, you can go anywhere on the operating system. It's not like on the Wii U or the PS4. You can only do certain things while you're in game. It's like you pause the entire system of the game and then you go and work on a computer. Like how you can minimize a game on a computer and then just do whatever else you needed to do.
And also, they had those kind of functions before. There's a lot of speed with this one. You can navigate menus a lot easier. Button mapping is very important on a console, so that's great because with a keyboard you have infinite amount of button mapping.
Yeah.
But with a console, you want to be able to go through your UI with ease and speed. That's something the controller does. Yeah. Also, I've always, and I still probably like the Wii U menu the best. It's simplified, it's simplistic, it's very good. I wish you could pause the game, go into your settings, change the settings, go back to the game. Yeah. But Xbox One does it, and Xbox One already had the second best UI, but now it has the second best UI with the best functionality. So functionally, it's the best UI out there. Yeah. I've owned several Sony products. I've never given Sony much credit with their UI. Very powerful machines with a terrible way to maneuver. But Xbox, with this update, also backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
Huge part. Because there's something that Sony kind of scoffs at. There's something that Nintendo was kind of praised for. And now you're finally jumping on to where you were late, but it's better now than never. It goes in line with several things that hits this holiday market strategy very well.
And I think one reason with the backwards compatibility now and not designed in before, the reason Nintendo has it, and it's the same reason for Xbox, is because it's an emulator. You're running another OS on top of an OS.
Yeah.
It's like running, like you have your operating system on your computer and you're running a program that does something else for you. It's the operating system on top of an operating system. Xbox One's original operating system had such a high overhead. It used so much power, and that's also why there was such a power usage problem. But with Windows 10, it's such a minimal operating system, it can now run the Xbox 360 operating system on top of it. And what's also really nice that Wii U can't do is when you're playing a 360 game, excuse me, you also get to emulate all of the 360 functionality in a 360 game with all the Windows 10 functionality at the same time, which is great. So you can go and you can stream these 360 games, even though that wasn't really a feature before, while also being able to play with your 360 friends who are still on the 360,
yep.
which is really great. And you get the familiarity too when you're going through the pause menu and the home menu when you're on the 360 game and have access to all the other stuff on the Windows 10 operating system.
And don't get me wrong, PS4 is selling like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They're still selling well. They're still selling strong. Their software is still selling strong. All of it basically third party, but they're selling it strong. Now, the only problem with that is, their price cut to compete, to make sure they can stay competing. The fact that the software being sold on their systems is not from first party. Sony's not raking in the amount of dough that Xbox can be raking in. And this is the part of the strategy for Xbox. See, backwards compatibility, even if it's 100 games, it's going to be expanded on. And those 100 games hit a lot of your core games that come out. So if you have an Xbox 360, it's like, well, do I need to? No, you don't. You don't need to worry about anything. Just buy the new Xbox One. Don't worry about a thing. Oh, and to make it easier, just to let the transition be a little bit smoother for you and shed less tears, we're going to partner with GameStop. Tell them $100 trading credit and trade in your 360 towards an Xbox One. Not only that, but this past week they also held a thing where they gave you a choice of any free game that was released last week, which was $59.99 or below, and a free controller came with it. So you got essentially $110 worth of free add-ons on top of that trade-in bonus. Very enticing deals. Very enticing deals. The Black Friday deals have leaked for almost every store, and Xbox One has the best bundles, the best deals. They're giving a lot of different bundles. You got the holiday bundle, which is comes with Rare Replay, comes with Ori and the Blind Forest, which is a beautiful, amazing game from Microsoft Studios, and then you also get the Gears of War re-release. And then that's a bundle. You've got the Tomb Raider bundle that comes with both Tomb Raider games of the reboot. You've got the Gears of War bundle standalone. You've got Halo bundle. You've got Forza bundle. You've got FIFA bundle. You've got Madden bundle. I can throw a stick in any direction. I'm finding a bundle for one of Microsoft's games. And basically on the PlayStation side, I have Star Wars Battlefront, which to me, I'm iffy about Battlefront as a lot of Star Wars fans are. Because it's like no campaign, it's only online shooting. And then from the shooter side of me, playing so much in the Battlefield and buying both $120 packs of both of those games, Battlefield 3 and 4, and then looking at it as how casual it is and how will this mesh, and when will I be able to buy all of this for $50, including that fancy $60 DLC pack. So Sony's banking on several things, and it's turning out for them, but not really in just the pure amount of profit for them.
And like you were saying, they have been doing pretty well with their sales.
But
even though their price cut, which is now at the price range of the lower end Xbox One, they still didn't sell as many as the Xbox One did in October.
Xbox One in the U.S. outsold everything else, which is a part of that strategy they had with the trade-ins, with the bonus extra features, with all the bundles. The Halo 5 bundle. Halo 5 was a big pusher. Halo 5 was the #1 selling game for October. And then the next 9, one of them was Yoshi's Woolly World, and then the other 8 were different sports games and just third-party games. But then PS4 outsold Xbox One on every single one of those titles.
I think #2 was 2K16, NBA 2K16.
It's going to always outsell everything. Like NBA took over the sports franchises. 2K took over from EA, so good for them. 2K made it the best football game, but then EA had deep pockets. Also, Halo 5, speaking of Halo 5 being the #1 seller, they have a huge update coming. Pretty neat to see them embracing the free DLC kind of update, especially after they burned some people in the past. After a lot of people have burned some people with their DLC, looking at you, Battlefront, in the future.
You get 4 new map modes, or 4 new maps with a new game mode of 8 versus 8. It's supposed to be the biggest non-Warzone game mode that there is.
Battle of Shadow and Light. Sounds like ninja fighting. Which is cool because ninja armor is coming to Halo in this update, which is actually kind of cool. Samurai armor. But yeah, the maps are cool. 48 new Rex. That Shinobi armor being a part of it. If you haven't seen the Shinobi armor, it looks like a Shinobi version of Optimus Prime, which is pretty awesome. But I really, really, really dig what Microsoft's doing, putting games first and gamers first. It makes me feel better. The functionality of their Xbox One, not just being, well, you can play some of our old remakes, because I get frustrated at remakes. I got frustrated with the Halo Master Chief Collection, the Gears of War remake, Uncharted remake, and all this stuff, God of War 3 remake. I played them in HD, didn't I? I could have sworn they were selling me an HD games on the PS3. So what's this about? You didn't sell me an HD game? So I like what Xbox is doing.
And one thing with the Xbox Windows 10 update and that whole Halo 5 thing is something Microsoft started with its phones and then with its Windows 10 desktop OS that's super famous is Cortana. Cortana is now on the Xbox One. How great is that? You can actually talk to Cortana, and she's going to do whatever you need for it. Almost the same thing she can do on a PC, except more because it's more in depth with the games.
Except more important too, because Cortana ain't gonna type for me. I tried, but Cortana will listen to me when I say, "Cortana, record the last 2 minutes of this game," and then boom, the last 120 seconds are recorded, and I can post them to my feed, kind of like a slowed down Miiverse kind of thing the Xbox got going on, and just post it on there.
It's bringing more socialness to what they were trying to originally go for with Xbox Live.
Well, I don't see gaming socialism. Social networking on gaming. Let me reword that. Social networking on gaming as linking my Twitter and my Facebook account to it. I'm sorry, I don't want to show my friends and family who don't play games on my Facebook, because that's what Facebook's for, is for keeping in touch with family and work friends. I don't want to show them what I'm doing with my games. And on Twitter, it just gets lost in the mess of what small percentage of Twitter users are there for the gaming aspect, a small percentage. But then when you have an entire social networking, that's what I love about Nintendo's Miiverse so much. Is this a social networking site built for and by gamers, and it's used by gamers, and you're only there for the gaming. So I can go to a feed on the Xbox store for Halo, and I can just look through for my videos and photos. And I know this has been around, but I just think it's worth mentioning. It's an awesome improvement. Hopefully, Microsoft can build on this and build a true social networking site. They're Microsoft. How can they not push a site out there that Nintendo did?
And if you haven't updated your PC yet to Windows 10 or the latest version of Windows 10, an update to the PCs came with the Xbox One. With a new Xbox app. Well, a fully realized Xbox app. You'll use it to connect to your Xbox, to stream the games to your Xbox, and to have that social aspect on your PC as well, so you don't have to be on your power-hungry console just to have that social aspect.
It feels like the Xbox 360. Really, like two and a half years into their launch, when they redid the dashboard, they introduced the avatars. This is kind of that change. This is a game changer for Microsoft. Also, they cut that Connect crap out, so if you don't have a Connect connected, then you don't have the extra processing power taken up reserved for that crap. So that's really great, because I'm not going to buy a Connect. I'm not going to use a Connect.
Oh, you'll also be able to stream your 360 games to your PC as well. Or PC, laptop, Ultrabook, it doesn't have to be very high power, because it's just streaming all the resolution to your device.
It's more about your internet than your computer, which is neat. It's pretty cool. It's almost like a makeshift version of the gamepad off-screen gaming. Like, someone wants to use that TV and watch ESPN. They want to watch football. Well, one thing that you never want to DVR, and most people will not bother with DVR, is sports. Because of, fantasy football and all this stuff, updated stats, and it's going to get ruined for you on social media anyway. Not like a show where you can kind of avoid it, but, sports are going to get ruined because everyone's like, update, I can't believe that. So someone wants to watch TV that they cannot wait for, but you're like, I want a game, and I don't feel like I should have to wait. Well, just stream it to your PC. If you got good enough internet, most places do, and just start gaming on your PC. That's pretty awesome, because that was the best feature for the gamepad. Not just the interactivity with creating a unique experience with gaming, but it was also, I can just play off the TV. You can watch what you want to watch, and I can just do this. And that's pretty awesome that I have that option with my Xbox One now. Like, I can do my Wii U that way. I can do my Xbox One that way. No matter what system I'm playing at this point, I can play it without any hassle.
One last thing I have to say about Microsoft. Man, I just forgot. Never mind.
Sweet. I don't like giving Microsoft a whole lot of love. Because they burned so many people in the past. I used to like giving Sony a lot of love, and then they just gave up on making games. So we're going to move on to the Nintendo Direct. One thing that leaked out before the Direct that everyone thought was going to be the main part about the Direct, and then it wasn't on the Direct, and everyone just seemed to forget about it because the Direct did really well with the audience. So, surprise, it actually did well. Direct hasn't had a really good taste in people's mouths for a couple of years now. Ever since they moved away from giving their big announcements in the directs, and they would actually just give their big announcements at E3 and then hold a bunch of information until E3. The directs felt kind of empty. This one gave a pretty decent amount of information.
A ton of stuff constantly after each other.
But before the direct, Minecraft was listed on the PEGI rating boards for the Wii U, which is neat. You know why this is neat? Because two reasons. I don't know if you've thought about this, but amiibo support in Minecraft would be amazing.
Yeah.
Whether it gives you certain items that are reskinned towards that kind of world,
or character skins.
Yeah, like tap a villager amiibo and then all the grass looks like the grass from Animal Crossing or something just weird like that. Or characters that are created to look like them. It makes animals like say now the pig doesn't look like a pig, it looks like a Greninja. Like that, just cool things like that could be implemented.
Yeah.
I see Minecraft really using the Animal Crossing amiibos more than anything naturally, and that would give the Animal Crossing amiibo some kind of functionality because that Animal Crossing game is total garbage. It is just garbage. But number two, Minecraft is on the PEGI rating boards. This is leaked out. This is not fake. This is happening. Microsoft owns Minecraft. Microsoft is dealing with Nintendo. Microsoft has already gotten over this console war kind of facade, and this may be because they got a little bit of humble pie shoved in their face through Sony's amazing sales, but they're willing to work with Nintendo, which also means that Banjo-Kazooie could show up in Super Smash Brothers, and that's the best thing that you could ever ask for.
Well, Phil Spencer's already stated that he would like to see that happen.
Exactly. But this is showing they're actually working together on something. Yeah. Bringing Minecraft to Wii U is directly a Nintendo to Microsoft combination. Yeah. This is not like they went to Notch. This is going to Phil Spencer.
Yeah.
And let's get this done. And it's like, I know it's the last port, but we got to make it special. You know this is going to be special. It won't be a lazy port. And this will also start building a relationship because Nintendo has some teams that they could partner with Microsoft, and Microsoft has some assets they could partner with Nintendo, if only just the Rare kind of collection. Because I think Microsoft realized that they didn't know what to do with Rare.
Yeah.
And now they've wasted it so much that they don't really have the Rare team isn't there.
No.
It's just the name.
Yeah.
The Rare team is off making ukulele.
Yeah.
They're an all-star team. So
they didn't want to stay around for Connect Sports.
And really, Microsoft and Nintendo don't compete with each other. Nintendo doesn't compete with those two, Microsoft and Sony, as much as people want to put them in that bubble. They don't. Nintendo, if they had third parties, they would have a stronger market. They would have a stronger foothold in the marketplace. But right now, they're not that far behind Microsoft. They're right there beside them, actually.
Yeah.
So it's not like a big deal. They're not at war with each other. Microsoft's acknowledging that, and they're getting over the fanboyism war. And it's about time they did. Like, there's not enough room to keep spreading the hate that goes on in the gaming community. You know, oh, you like that? Well, there's a lot of words I won't use that people say about each other for liking something.
A toy.
A toy. This is a plastic toy that you play toy games on. So this nothing to get upset over or to put down someone over.
It's like arguing about, do you like the game of life or Monopoly more?
Exactly. It's exactly that. That's exactly what you're arguing over. But we're going to go on to the Nintendo Direct. I'm going to push my agenda first, since I'm hosting. Fire Emblem Awakening was my favorite 3DS game. It is my favorite 3DS game. It's a big reason why I hold the 3DS up as possibly the greatest gaming console ever. But Fire Emblem Awakening is getting a sequel. Not a direct sequel, but just in that line that Fire Emblem always kind of retells. Well, it doesn't retell a story, but it's many, many years forward or in the past of each other to where they don't really interlink. Fire Emblem Fates coming to the U.S. just a couple months. 3 versions of this game. There's an alternate timeline version, kind of like the Back to the Future 2 of this whole story. Then there's Fire Emblem Fates, basically black and white.
Yeah.
Now, how this is going to work is you choose one, and you go with the Imperial kind of. You go with the the kingdom and not with the rebellion kind of thing. You choose one, you go more with the rebellion side of it. And depending on the game, you get a completely different story. And they showed cutscenes of story that was
it's
playing
kind
out.
of the same story, just the different sides of the
The
story.
different side, but because you only see the other side when you're interacting in a battle, all the character development that happens in Fire Emblem Awakening is going to be so different.
Yeah.
And there's different classes separated by which game you buy. Oh, you want to be a ninja? You bought the wrong game, sucker. Go buy that DLC. Because also, this game's only $30. The DLC for the other game, if you want to play both, which I will, is $20. Then the alternate reality DLC is $20. So ultimately, you can get 3 games for about $70.
Yeah.
$70 for about 3 games, and Fire Emblem Awakening was well worth the $40 I paid for it. But there's a special collector's edition bundle coming for $80. Comes with the soundtrack, comes with an art book. I'm gonna get that.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. Also, in your city that you live in, you have a hub of characters you can recruit that kind of operate that city, merchants or what have you, and you can scan in your Fire Emblem amiibos and put them in your city, which I really like. Everything about Fire Emblem Fates I'm really excited about. It's gotten really good reviews from the Japanese gamers who already have had it. They really like it. They even don't mind the system of buying the game over and over and over just to get different sides of it. So I am really positive. I'm really high up on this game. And pushing more into 2016 is Star Fox.
Yes.
How excited are you about Star Fox?
A lot more than I have been about the past couple Star Fox games.
Really weird.
My favorite Star Fox game was Adventures, and obviously it was a completely different type of Star Fox. It was much more like Legend of Zelda, which I'm a huge fan of. But this one, it doesn't just seem just like a run and gun, like the latest one that they had on the GameCube. And then after that is just the franchise never really felt good.
Star Fox Adventures, if you're not angry at him yet, that's the one where Fox McCloud runs around the dinosaur world with the bow staff. Actually, that's my favorite too. Yeah. I can beat Star Fox 64 in 2 hours. Not saying that the length of the game determines how good it is, but I'm just saying it's more of an arcadey kind of game. Yeah. And then when they tried that Star Fox Assault, where it was like, okay, it's land-based, but you couldn't really control that well. Then it was air-based, but it was like, these are boring levels. That kind of ruined everything for me, and we haven't got anything since. That was it. Star Fox Assault was the last time we saw Star Fox in an individual adventure. Yeah. So this with the chicken walker running around and have your land-based combat. Yeah. And then
your tank that can also fly.
Your tank that can also fly, and your tank that can and your chopper. That's a stealth chopper that has a drone. Yeah. That's crazy. So it looks amazing. The cast is getting represented pretty well here. I like it. Yeah. I think it is each character flies a different thing. Like Fox will fly the regular R wing, and then Peppy Toad will be the stealth chopper, and I forgot which one.
Hare is the tank.
Hare is the tank, and Falco is the chicken walker. That would make sense.
No, I think Fox actually his turned into a chicken walker.
Falco's enemy. We uncovered it. He's turned on him, man. Fox is joined up with Fox McCloud's evil father that was mistakenly killed, but really he was recruited to the dark side. Oh. And then he gives Fox McCloud the Luke Skywalker speech.
Okay.
My father had it. I have it. You have it. So moving on from Star Fox, which will come out in April. I hate seeing it delayed so long, but I know it's going to be a good game. And I hope they actually make that R-Wing amiibo that Miyamoto wants really bad. Usually what Miyamoto wants, Miyamoto gets. Yeah. Hopefully I'd buy it. I mean, there's a couple games they announced on here that I'm going to get to that I'm going to buy because of the amiibo. Because it's, worse than heroin. Mother 3 is Earthbound 2. Earthbound 2 stars a little NES clone called Lucas that some people just love to fight as on Smash Brothers and beat me with. But Mother 3 / Earthbound 2, whatever you'd like to call it, it's a hit in the Japanese Wii U, which is great. Great because they're acknowledging its existence for the first time in like 20 years. And also, there have been a lot of fan translations of this game. Also, with fan translations, maybe the Treehouse is going to translate it. Maybe they'll use fans translations. But really, they could use this for kind of a driver for your hardcore Nintendo base. Yeah. That have the Wii U. It's like, I want something to play. we didn't get to play Mother 3 / Earthbound 2. We didn't get to. We got Earthbound. That's cool. But we didn't really get to play Earthbound 2. So that's really good that came to the Wii U in Japan. We might get it in America. You may not be excited, but I didn't really have a connection with Earthbound until it came to the Wii U. And I was able to purchase it. Because I'm sorry I couldn't afford a $400 Super Nintendo game. So I got to play it on the Wii U, and that was great. And it's a really good game, and it was really ahead of its time. Of course, Earthbound 1 / Mother 2 is it spawned Earthbound Beginnings, which is Mother 1. The big difference between the two is that if it wasn't for Iwata, Earthbound 2 never would have happened. And Earthbound 2 is flawless. It's really great, and it shows the changes if you play Earthbound Beginnings and Earthbound, what Iwata could do, like how good he was at his job at Pro. The guy was a genius.
Yeah.
I mean, he was almost wasted at being put at CEO.
Yeah.
Because if he would have just been put as head of a team and someone else could have been CEO, Miyamoto and Iwata heading up teams, game over.
So many projects would have failed without his actual skill being put to use.
Yeah, and he did save a lot of big projects that was my childhood, and then it was other people's childhood that became my adulthood once I got to touch him with Earthbound. Pokemon Stadium, he saved, he built it.
Yeah.
That was my childhood in N64. It was great. It was like the last video game our dad played with us. It was Pokemon Stadium. Still talks about beating us. But the Lucas Amiibo will be coming soon, and that'd be neat if Lucas Amiibo on that Nintendo Taps app could unlock a demo for Mother 2 so people could kind of play it for about 10, 20 hours and see if they like it. But speaking of Amiibo, there's more incoming. Don't worry, just when you thought you didn't have anything else to buy, they're going to come out with more. So these Animal Crossing Amiibos, which come with a game or they come out for the game that's really underwhelming, well, there'll be more of those guys coming out. Beautiful looking Amiibo, terrible functionality. Like, I really don't want them to just work with this game, the little boring version of Mario Party, and it's really hard to make the last Mario Party more boring, but they did it. And these are coming out alongside Lucas in January, I think. And then Mega Man has a gold variant. So if you haven't spray painted your Mega Man gold already, he's going to have a gold variant. But the gold variant is tied to a really neat game. Have you looked up this game, the Mega Man Legacy?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the box where it comes to the first 6 Mega Man games?
Oh, yes.
And then the gold Mega Man Amiibo. And something neat they did a challenge in Japan. 10 challenges will be chosen. All the Japanese fans got to try to create Mega Man challenges. They chose the top 10, and they locked them behind this Amiibo. It's a 3DS only, and only if you have a Mega Man Amiibo. So try to pre-order right now this bundle if you don't have Mega Man Amiibo, because you're gonna overpay for a Mega Man Amiibo because they're rare. So go ahead and pre-order this because it gives you the Amiibo for like $10, unlocks unique challenges only to the 3DS version. And the 3DS version has a lot of historical stuff. So Mega Man's really getting his due. I feel like it's time for them to try to reboot Mega Man, bring him back, make another sequel or something like that, maybe on the NX. Really do something with Mega Man, because I feel like on Nintendo systems, that's really his home. Yeah. And he could really do well getting rebooted on the NX. But
of course, you have Mighty Number 9 going against it now. Which is
Mighty Number 9, which is also, we couldn't figure out how to design these levels, so we brought it back to Mega Man status. Like, I hate it when even Nintendo kind of sold Mighty Number 9 as, he beats enemies and absorbs their powers. Like Mega Man.
Yeah.
No, this was not what was promised in the Kickstarter, where he defeats any enemy and absorbs their powers.
Well, we have talked bad about that enough.
Okay, so we're going to move on. Little Amiibo run to really soon, starting already this past week, and will be continuing throughout December. Splatoon gets DLC, adding a lot of new gear.
If you didn't think they gave you enough stuff for free, well, they're giving you more stuff.
What? That was the best $60 anyone could have spent on a game. They gave so much.
They've given you dozens of added features of weapons, clothes, unlockables, and stages, just more and more stages all the time.
Also, the Splatfest stuff.
And the Splatfest,
that's a cool event that a lot of people get into. Like, it's one thing to have a double XP weekend to kind of like, double XP, okay, well, I get more XP and I level up, and I'm playing anyway. But there's super sea snails to level up your gear. The only way to level up your gear is to get these sea snails, and you have to earn those through Splatfest. So a lot of people are playing just for that, because there's a lot of like one star kind of gear, that is great looking, but not functional. So I want to add a couple more slots to it, get some more abilities, make it a 3-star gear, and you can only do that to Super Seasonal. Splatoon does really well with this. They did the Transformers one, which was Autobots versus Decepticons. I wish they would do more of that.
Yeah. And Splatfest is more engaging than just, oh, I get double XP. It's an actual community thing.
Yeah,
you get together and you actually face off, not just as a person fighting another person, but as a whole worldwide community actually saying, oh, whose opinion's better.
You pick your sides, like the PS3 game Mag. Pick your side from the beginning. You cannot change it. You represent. You represent hard. You go on there. You draw you some graffiti that looks really cool. You draw you some NWO for life, and then it's like surrounded by Decepticon logos, and then that'll be posted up on the levels that you're playing while you're playing it. And then you go back to your hub world. There's all that graffiti, trash talking. You're like, man, are cats really better than dogs? I don't know anymore. I'm angry now. I'm going to kill some people.
And of course, if you guys didn't know yet, but the Splatnet website has been up for a while now.
Yeah, and that's really cool because it can link to your Twitter account and
tweet out when you're going to be playing. It lets you know who's online.
And it will tweet at people that are friends with you when you're going to be playing. Hey, you want to group up? Yeah. And instead of having like go in there like I'm going to group up at this time, it's like just hit a button. It'll tweet for you. That's neat. That's nifty.
Jobs of Nintendo of America have been posting a lot of stuff. I've been seeing web developers. So they don't really give a lot of details on the projects, but that's one of the things they obviously built, and they're building more and more web apps. One of them for Super Mario Maker.
Yeah.
This is the way they sold it, is if you're playing Super Mario Maker, there's tons of great levels on there, all of different styles entirely, like the ones that move you, the ones that are for puzzles, the ones that are
music ones.
The music ones, the ones for just big enemies fighting them, and you can't really find the ones you want to play. Well, you can go on a web browser and you can look through these categories and it's going to recommend stuff for you. And you can, I guess, save it or bookmark it. And it's going to show up on Mario Maker as these are the ones you bookmarked. So you can go ahead and play these, a whole new category for you to look at this list. So really cool stuff that you're going to be able to do, not just on your Wii, but also on your PC and on your phone to engage with things more.
And speaking of free updates, Mario Maker had the free update where it added checkpoints. And then Triforce Heroes is having a free update where they add a lot of suits and stuff that you wear. You put on the suits, you get different abilities. And they added Fierce Deity, so I'm like, okay, cool, I got to play it now.
Fierce Deity and the Captain from, what was the sequel to Wind Waker? I forgot. The sequel to Wind Waker on the 3DS.
If you wouldn't have said it, I would have remembered.
Phantom Hourglass.
That's when I remembered.
Yes. Also on Mario Maker, one last little thing on it is conditional power-ups. When you're playing a Mario game and you hit a brick, in your small Mario, you get a mushroom. Then the next one, you could probably get a fire flower.
Yep.
Well, before on Mario Maker, it was set to be whatever you had of that. But now it can be conditional. If you have this power-up, you'll get this one.
And that's really neat because it makes it more like a Mario level, which can make it more strategic than Mario levels tried to be.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, well, you could have gotten past this easier if you had the fire flower, not like, oh, I'm giving you the fire flower automatically, so now it's easier. So yeah, that'll help with a lot of stuff. Yeah. And then the Triforce Heroes updates that one with the captain's suit. The only ability it gives you is at the end when you can choose a treasure chest. It tells you what's in the treasure chest, which seems OP, but not when you factor in that it doesn't give you any abilities throughout the level. So it's like really a risk-reward thing. You risk having no abilities in the level, but then at the end you can choose a reward as long as they didn't choose first.
Now, what seems very OP is the Fierce Deity ability.
Nothing is OP about Fierce Deity. Come on.
His ability to slash and you get sword beams going in 4 different directions.
That's awesome.
That seems pretty overpowered, but yeah, it does seem awesome.
Well, the way it controls is if someone's holding you up where you got to do that, they're in control of your directions, and most people are not very good at walking.
I wasn't. But they didn't just give you costumes. There's a whole other game mode.
Yeah, a whole other world with about 40 levels in it.
Yeah, 38.
38.
Something like that.
And the whole game only had like 40 before that. So pretty awesome. They just doubled your game. So anyone that complained about the amount of dungeons, well, you can go ahead and shut up now because they just doubled the dungeons for free.
Yeah.
That's $0.
And it'll play a bit differently. It's more so of a challenge mode. I guess. In Zelda games, there's always been that one wave after wave challenge mode, and this is adding it to this game as well.
Speaking of Zelda, you might have heard a little bit about something Zelda, and I'm sure you heard one of the 3 things somewhere on Tumblr or Twitter or Facebook or Instagram. So I'm going to hit each one of them in a row. First, I'm going to start with they found a reason to get me to rebuy another HD remake. I bought the Wind Waker HD remake and didn't beat it because I'm like, well, I have already beaten this game, and I just couldn't compel myself to rebeat it. And really, I tried to get that Ganondorf bundle, and that was the reason to buy it. But then eventually, I got the game, and I love it. It's my favorite Zelda game, so I don't.
And this one, the re-release of this was definitely the most beautiful.
And yeah, and I don't. I'm never gonna criticize me buying my favorite game. This is my favorite game. So me rebuying this is not a big deal because I'm not buying a remake of Last of Us or something like that a year or two after the game came out.
Yeah.
It's 10 years after, and it's literally my favorite game. Well, Twilight Princess was a total different take on Zelda than Wind Waker was. It was
darker.
more adult. It was darker.
Completely opposite.
Completely opposite. It's almost like a market reaction, an adjustment to how fans reacted to what's this cartoon Link doing? Where's Link fighting Ganon? His name's actually Ganondorf, jerks. But yeah, Twilight Princess found a way to get me to buy its HD remake. It was the Wolf Link amiibo.
Yeah.
And that'll get me. I will buy $50 for that amiibo and pay $50 for that amiibo and then get the game for free. It's a nice little bundle there. But the cool thing about it is it looks really, really awesome. It looks beautiful. The HD remake that they did.
There's some things I kind of feel like they slacked off on. I think they could have added better mesh quality to some of the characters, especially like Wolf Link. He felt a little Polygon-esque.
Well, to be honest, I feel like this is a rush job to get something out the door. But they might have been planning this. It is Zelda's 30th anniversary, and he only has a significant anniversary every 5 years.
Yeah.
So...
First, he only has one big game every 5 years, too.
Well, yeah, and finally, we may get something as far as 2016 Zelda U was teased.
Yes.
And it looks beautiful because, first off, Wind Waker art is my favorite art. Maybe because it's my favorite game, but it's my favorite art. And to see that more apparent in this little tease that they showed is great because that's my favorite. That's why I love Borderlands so much because they took that cel-shaded kind of art.
This seems more like an advancement of Skyward Sword. Skyward Sword was a good blend of Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. This seems to be adding a bit more realism to it, but it's a better evolution of that than just taking for Wind Waker. I don't think those compare together quite well.
I think you need to look at some more gifts on Tumblr and see for yourself. I think it's a good mix of Skyward Sword and Wind Waker in the HD era.
But the art style of this has evolved since the first time they revealed it.
Heck yeah.
Evolved a lot. That seemed a bit more realistic. This has become a bit more vibrant. And I love it.
I love the vibrancy, especially if you're going to give me Twilight Princess on the Wii U in the same year, then that's a good counterbalance to it, is to make it more vibrant, because I don't know how much dark Link I can take.
Yeah.
But also, Nintendo showed how bad they are at naming stuff, as you didn't know with the Wii U. But they have a female Link that they showed. Looks amazing. The abilities are great. It looks like a really cool character. Everything's great about this character except for the name.
Linkle.
Tinkle. It sounds like Tinkle. I don't mean like Tingle with a K. I mean like Ping.
Linkle is the name. And it's not
Linkle, Little Star.
And it's not just a female version or female artistic direction of it. She's actually a whole new fighting style character. And this is in Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, she's a new character, a new, completely original character created for Hyrule Warriors in whatever storyline that they're unveiling in this new Hyrule Warriors Legends or Ultimate or Super DLC pack, make you buy it again. Which they've already added the Wind Waker storyline to it, and they've added Skull Kid from Majora's Mask into that Hyrule Warriors. I'm going to buy it so I can take it on the go with me, but also so that I can unlock the DLC for it, because I bought the season pass for the Hyrule Warriors when it first came out, and it did not disappoint. It was really great. The game was fun. It was fun multiplayer. This looks really great. Linkle looks like a really great character. I can't get over the name. I hate saying it, but I really liked. Everyone likes Link, but actually, my favorite characters in there were the female characters already. Like, okay, there's Darunia and there's some other people, but I mean, when you get to fight as the guard for Princess Zelda from Ocarina of Time, That's amazing. Yeah, Impa kind of exists in every iteration in one form or another, and then you get to play as her, and she's a boss. So this is kind of like she's a better partner for Impa than Zelda was.
Yeah.
Or Sheik.
And
this girl's really like Sheik.
Linkle has like dual crossbows.
Yeah.
She is more of spin kicking instead of spin attacks, like Link with a sword. So it's like I said before, it's really a whole new character, whole new fighting style. She's not a sword character. She's a projectile and a melee character. Melee attack, fist fight kind of thing.
So Linkle was announced. Zelda Wii U was teased. Twilight Princess HD with an amiibo. The year of Zelda with the Hyrule Warriors Legends coming out. It's going to be pretty good for the 30th anniversary of Zelda. I don't know how much they can bank on Legend of Zelda before it gets diluted.
Yeah.
Hopefully this doesn't do it. It is just a bunch of remakes and re-releases of different games. So that's great. And Triforce Heroes was a good start off to that because it's like such a different game. And it was so easy for them to make. The assets were already there. The engine was already there. And it's online multiplayer. And I really like that aspect, local or online. And it's download play. Like, how many games do you get anymore that's download play? Nintendo could do a lot of damage if they focus on download play more.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Like, you could help a lot of people because gamers are not the richest community. Like, they spend a lot of money in their habits, but it's not like it's just all their extra money. If they're taking money away from somewhere, they're budgeting. So download play is great, especially when you're gearing something towards kids and parents don't have the money to buy them all separate games.
Yeah, it's a system seller, I think.
Download play, yeah.
Yeah. You just need the console, and there you go. You have the games if your friend has the game.
And so moving on to the last thing on their Nintendo Direct, they unveiled, which I'm sure made a lot of Final Fantasy fans happy. The only thing Final Fantasy ever that has piqued my interest, because I tried 7 and didn't like it, was in this Direct, Final Fantasy Explorers. Looked really fun. It's dungeon crawling. You can go online with people. The online part sold me. I wasn't going to worry about the game, but the online part sold me. It almost felt like Monster Hunter, and I'm a huge mark for Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter X, I'm super excited about. I just can't wait for it to come to the States. Final Fantasy Explorers looks great, and then they topped off some more Final Fantasy love with Cloud coming to Smash Brothers.
Storms into battle.
Cloud storms into battle. They're really good with their puns. But Cloud showing up is really big. This is a big third-party character. He's really popular. I only know one Final Fantasy character. That's Cloud. That's not because of this Direct. It's just the one that everyone references first, usually.
And he fits into this universe.
He does. I don't think we need another swordsman in the battlefield, but it's fine. It's okay, especially if they don't bring what's his name from Golden Sun into it and the fan poles and stuff. Like if this guy's gonna be Swordster, and then Roy was a swordsman. I think that you need to on the fan poles. Hope that those 3 that they choose from the fan poles aren't swords people.
Yeah.
I feel like we've got too many, especially when they gave us like 4, 5 characters from Fire Emblem. So Cloud being in it is big. The stage for him looked really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but it brought a lot of enemies I know from Final Fantasy VII because they like to steal a lot from mythologies. They don't have a lot of original creations, so you kind of look them up, you know the names. And the stage changed to that. Very unique like. I thought the most unique stage I had seen in a long time was actually Ryu's when they brought Ryu in, which is really neat. He plays really great. He is super OP with Coin Smash. But his stage was kind of like, here's a stage over here, and he's like a little platform. And that was it. I was like, that's neat. That's really unique. Like how the stage is all over there, and it's like, okay, you customize. You're so used to keeping yourself grounded in the middle.
Yeah.
But if you're in the middle here, you're on the edge. So it changed the play style. So this one, really rapid fire and changing the terrain up a lot. I think that will be neat. That Super Smash Brothers or Super Mario Maker and the Ryu stage are probably my 3 favorite stages as far as uniqueness. But the Smash ballot may be unveiled next month.
Oh yeah.
The Direct. There's I don't know if you saw at the end of the Nintendo Direct. But
yes, that's right. It said that there's going to be an event next month.
Yeah, a Smash Brothers only Direct next month. So we get to see what other amiibos we get to buy. I am hoping for Banjo-Kazooie, King K. Rool, and I've really been wanting Snake back.
I don't miss Snake too much, actually.
You're the devil.
I played as him a lot, though, but I
I
just
know
don't
you play
miss
with him a lot. You're a traitor to your country, to your nation. Both are the same thing.
But we're right here at the end of our hour.
We almost are. I just wanted to say, real quick, you can look up the meme. Hideo Kojima himself retweeted it. It was a meme, and someone took a picture of him, put the Smash Brothers kind of overlay, and it said, Hideo Kojima is all right, ... And that's all it said. I really like that. But really, we are at the end of our stream, and we want to go over our giveaway one more time before we go away. So the giveaway, $400 worth of free games. You don't have to love them. You don't have to take them. You can give them away. This is to celebrate indie gaming in one of the more important times of indie gaming. I mean, you've got Minecraft in the last year and a half, 2 years. You've had Minecraft sell for over $1 billion. You've had Shovel Knight become the beautiful existence that it is, and the baby to everyone in gaming. They're like, you cannot say anything bad about Shovel Knight.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of big games coming out in the next few months that are indie only.
Yeah.
Like people are legitimately excited about SteamWorld Heist.
Yeah.
People are legitimately excited about the Dimension remake on the 3DS.
Yeah.
Like you've got a lot of indie games, and then of course the Kickstarter babies that have just grown up into such great games.
Yeah.
You had Ubisoft buy Grow Home. Grow Home, the little indie game that hit the Steam. Yeah, that's Ubisoft publishes it. So, I mean, that was an indie game that Ubisoft was like, nah, give it to me.
But anyway, all you have to do is go to our website, www.takethisstudios.com, and on the homepage, just scroll a little bit down, and you'll see the link. It's a button that'll take you to the entry form. All you do there is click a few more buttons that subscribes you to our YouTube channel. You follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and all that good stuff. There's plenty of ways to enter, and the more you enter, the better your chances are to win $400 worth of quality indie games. You get the Steam codes, one of them's DRM free. You can give these away. It's great for Christmas, Hanukkah, or whatever holiday you celebrate in December, or just for yourself if you want to be selfish like that.
Apotheon, Retro City Rampage, Stealth Inc. 2, Super Meat Boy, just some really great games on there. All we ask, really, to enter is just follow us on Twitter and YouTube. Those are the only two, and tweet that you enter the contest. Those are the only mandatory things.
Yeah. Make sure you go to that page when you do so, because that's how you'll enter. If not, you'll have to unsubscribe and unfollow us to enter again, which will be a hassle. Just go to our website, go to that button, and then click all those buttons to enter.
Yeah, and really, really great thing to help support indie, spread indie love. Whoever wins this, I would love for you to see some Let's Play, do some Let's Plays, or snap screenshots or whatever you do with your Steam games, and just spread the love. Just do a complete playthrough and be like, hey man, look, I'm playing this game. You see you like it, go on there. They're pretty cheap games. They're all under $20. Some of them sit right at $20, which is what makes this a really great deal, especially for free. And indie gaming is important, and you get a lot of unique ideas out of indie games. So that's all we want to do, is just spread the indie game love.
And this contest runs, we will announce on December 6th who the winner is.
Yep, so that's really great. Just go into the contest. It's free.
It's never too late to enter.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's never too late to enter. And remember, you tweet every day. You just go back to that same page. You can hit the tweet button to tweet out that you entered the contest. You get 5 extra entries every day. 5 extra every day will really add up to your chances of winning. Before we go, I want to hit a bonus round real quick about DLC. DLC with Ubisoft. They don't understand DLC. They don't understand paid DLC, because on Ubisoft, Rainbow Six Siege is selling a season pass for $30. What do you think comes in a season pass?
Usually the DLC, maybe some little extras go in there.
You think like maps and guns and stuff?
Maps and guns, yeah.
No.
No?
Not right now.
Oh.
Not with this one. All their maps are free.
So what are you buying? That's good.
Yep. Just wanted to point that out. If you're buying Rainbow Six Siege, buy the basic copy. Pre-order the basic copy. Go change your pre-order to the basic copy. Because 2-week early access to the maps is not worth paying $30 extra for. Especially when those maps are going to be, there's going to be no one in them. This is a stupid way to trick you out of your money. Especially because that 2-week period, You're beta testing for them.
Yeah.
That's all it is. I bought the Battlefield Super Packs before. I know what it's for. It's for beta testing. Don't act like it's anything different. So go save your money. Put that $30 towards Rare Replay. Put that $30 towards your Steam account and buy you some really awesome indie games. Do something else. Give that $30 to Child's Play.
Yeah.
Make you feel good about yourself for the holiday season. But don't support this.
Yeah.
Do not. But I am Spencer Shoemaker.
I'm Joshua Shoemaker.
And thank you for joining. And don't forget the contest. Don't forget indie games.